How do I feel when my website and applications come under attack? Thanks to Neustar Security, I feel confident. Their full ultra-secure suite of always-on cloud security services means our website will always be available to our customers whenever they need it, day or night. Neustar Security does more than ensure my company's online presence is ultra-secure. It ensures my peace of mind. Neustar Security, always on, ultra-secure.
Welcome to the Oh Hell No podcast, where I, Keisha Nicole, delivers a daily dose of passion, purpose, and struggle by interviewing people who are living their best life doing what they love. Here on this podcast, every Oh Hell No moment serves a purpose. Now let's get started with the show. Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the Oh Hell No podcast. Today I have Marie Theodore. She is the founder of Playbook Media Group. It's a New York-based publicity and media firm. Welcome to the podcast, Marie.
Thank you for having me.
Okay. All right. So, Marie, tell us, what do you think it was that attracted you to a career in public relations?
Okay, so what attracted me to a career in public relations was I was a salesperson before even getting into this. I used to work for different clothing lines. One of them major G Unit Mark Echo, which taught me different ways to sell product and introduced me to different people, and also making my way into another clothing line when Mark Echo shut down in New York City, VP Records clothing line, Rhythm Driven, which, I still was doing the same thing, but it was a harder sell because it was Caribbean, related. So it wasn't like your typical urban wear. It still was trendy, but it still was affiliated in the Caribbean reggae market. After the office got shut down in the city, we had to move to Queens, which I hate traveling so far to Queens because I'm from Brooklyn. And I started to get depressed because I used to walk into the warehouse and, there's no windows. And I was like, you know what, I can't even do it like that. Even though I was getting paid pretty well, let me just tell you. But it was just a situation where it's like I needed my own, and I needed my, my own space. I needed my own thing. So I started Marie Driven on the scene while I was at the warehouse. And it allowed me to basically cover red carpet events and, see other things I've never seen before. So at the time, I started watching Bad Girls Club, and I realized some of these girls that I would bump heads with at these red carpets was from the Bad Girl Club. So I started taking on certain talent from the Bad Girls Club, knowing that they only have one season for them to be on the show, and after that, the show was over. So there was one girl, Will Marie Stunner, that I was working with that wanted to be an actress. So what I did was I looked up acting gigs, I looked up acting class, got her registered in those. The Latino HBO film festival was coming around the corner. She's Spanish, so I managed to segue my way there to get her on the red carpet, so they could take her a little bit more seriously in her career. So if I knew I can sell somebody from the Bad Girls Club that nobody really see as hierarchy, I knew that I can sell any client that come to me or any product, depending if the product is good. Because she was actually good. She wasn't, you only see what you see on TV, but she actually had skill sets. So if you do have a skill set, I basically can sell you. So that's what led me into public relations because it's to me it sells first.
Yeah, I really like that correlation between, selling people and how you went from selling things to now I want to sell this person and take them to the next level in their life. That's really dope. So
Thank you.
the thing that I want to ask though is when you were working in the sales in Queens and you said, I'm going to start my own business and do this red carpet thing, was that something, how did you know that you could get into that? Was it because of the people you were already working with, or how did that come to you?
Okay, so I'm a Gemini. And one thing about me is I can't stay in one place for too long. Me mastering this public relations stuff, and I still got to work on it because obviously there's something new to learn every day, is like the biggest accomplishment for me. So when I was at G Unit, it gave me other opportunities. Like I was around 50. I did photo shoots for G Unit. I was going to these events that was going on, the trade shows that we go to in Magic and Project in Vegas, that allowed me to connect with almost everybody. So you're talking about I'm in VIP with Beyonce and Jay-Z and a couple of other people. So it allowed me to see something different. So when it did that, it's like, you know what? If I could be here in Vegas in this environment with these people during this time, I can do that in New York City as well.
Wow, yeah, definitely. So, what has been the most challenging part of starting your public relations business?
Not being taken seriously and not knowing how much to charge.
Okay. So, what do you do with those things? Like not knowing how much to charge, what have you come to at this point?
Well, when I first started, I had to, obviously, you can't just go in any place and be like, oh, I'm a publicist. That doesn't work for anybody. You have to show proof. So what I did was, when I started in this industry, it's three people that I actually worked with, complimentary to even start getting my foot in the door. So I did DJ Magic, who wasn't on Hot 97, that I got on Hot 97 with the work that I did. I also worked with Papoose and Lexus, the reggae artist. Mm-hmm. So just trying to break barriers for those three people in different ways helped me understand my skill set and how talented I really am and how valuable I really am. But you got to put in the work. You can't just say because you met somebody in the club you want to be a publicist today. It doesn't work. You're going to be taken for a joke. So you have to put in that hard work. So 3 examples. When I was working with DJ Magic, he's just a DJ. Everybody know he's hot, whatever the case is. But he was not on Hot 97. So what I did was, he was a big dog pit bull at the time. Flex was taking in a couple of big dog pit bulls. What I did for that situation was make him look bigger than the big dog pit bulls. So what I did was, not only when he became a big dog pit bull, I did a whole party for him. Like, invited all the big dog pit bulls. Mr. C showed up, Pap showed up, everybody showed up, and that I didn't know Papoose back then. See, I was trying to get him to come because I wanted to represent him. So he wound up showing up. Fred the Godson. A lot of people just wound up showing up. So that was epic move. So Mr. C was making the decisions at the time. So he started watching Magic a little bit more, even though he knew Magic was talented. But he didn't know that, like, there's certain things that I got done that it was like, oh, sometimes it's impossible to do. Also, Good Day New York was featuring DJs on Good Day New York. Magic got featured twice on Good Day New York, and he was the only one that got to put the banner up for the radio station at the time. So that was a look for him. So then after that, they started looking at him closer. Wow. So from there, I would say a couple of months later, he's officially a Hot 97 DJ.
Right. Wow.
So that was one. Now, Papoose, too. When I first met Papoose, he still was working. He was doing his thing. But obviously, at the time, his wife, was incarcerated and he wasn't really focused. Mm-hmm. So what I did was, I made sure that I stayed on top of him to make sure that he was doing what he had to do. So when his album dropped, I did something different that people probably do now, but I did it back then. I infused my reality TV world with the hip hop world. So his album, his mixtape release party that he did with the 5 Fingers, I had MTV girls there from Jersey Shore. I had, you name it, I had like so much damn reality TV stars there. It was so crazy because it was weird, like, but it was epic. Just to kind of get those things in, to kind of just show like, okay, hip hop is more than just hip hop. We can infuse the two together. So you'll see a lot of like white Guidos at the event mixed with the blacks. Like, it was cool. It was good. It was dope. So then from there, I did Nasserim Dream album release party. That was epic as well. Just growing the brand and getting them press and, just getting him out there, sometimes when he was like occupied, just get him focused more on his projects. So that was, people started looking at him a little bit more because, it was a joint effort of just like, just getting him to like focus more on what he really wanted to do. Then it was Lexus, reggae artist. He had hits like Cook and, Taxi Field with Mr. Vegas and Full 100 and And then he came to New York City. At the time, I didn't know who he was, but I loved his song. I didn't know his face. So one of my friends came to me and said, hey, they was like, yo, we got Lexus here. Yo, do you want to work with him? I'm like, who the hell is that? Like, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And it was so funny because I loved all his records. So I was like, I took on a project. I called my girl up at Atlantic Records. I was like, listen, I know you love reggae. I said, yo, come on this project with me. Let's take on this guy together. So from there, you talking about I'm walking him into G Unit office, getting him records with G Unit artists, you know, booking tours, like, and this is not stuff that PR people do. So it was just like something to like take it up a notch for me, you know, especially when it comes to the dancehall market. It's kind of harder for a Caribbean artist.
Mm-hmm.
So I like to put an edge on, you know, what we can do with them. So that's how I knew that I can take it to the next level with any artist that I touch. It just got to be the right artist. I don't just take on anybody.
Yeah, I love that. And it seems like you work very hard to prove yourself and to prove that you can make things happen. So what is the most expensive part of running your business?
Payroll? Yeah.
God,
I would say that, payroll.
Okay. So what special skills do you think one has to have to work in this field, and why?
You have to be a people's person. And when I say about people's person, and I say this all the time in all my interviews, we're working in a business that you have to do with people every day. You can't just call people for favor. It's not going to work to your benefit. When I call you, I want to know how your mother's doing, father's doing, sister's doing, grandmother, auntie, uncle, your dog, your cat. Because at the end of the day, I want you to give me that same respect. Now, in this industry that we're in, this entertainment industry, it'll take you a long way if you have those skill sets of actually caring about the people that you're speaking with, because they can see right through you all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like the main thing for me, because I had to check one of my friends the other day for that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she was like, oh girl, I'm busy, I'm just doing I'm gonna put your post up. I see your post. I said, miss, I didn't call you for no post. I called you to see how you doing. She was like, oh. I was like, yeah, because that's what you're supposed to do. I'm not gonna call you all the time for a damn post. So a lot of people don't understand that, you know, you have to be like that with others, because if you're not, that's where you fail. You know, you could be skilled at anything you do, but if it's a people's person thing, you have to connect with the people to get it done.
Yeah, I agree. And it's funny that you say that, because I heard that very same thing at a conference that I went to. This guy, he was saying that he keeps a list of all the people that he knows. He sends them handwritten cards. He's very personable with people. It's not just using people to advance or get what he needs to, you know, make it whatever he's
You're
trying to do.
You're going to get there anyway.
Yeah. So you really genuinely should, you know, be real with people and not just using people to your advantage.
It's true.
So I love that you said that. And I love that that's something that you take very seriously and put at the forefront. So you specialize in Caribbean talent. What gaps do you see between the Caribbean and mainstream culture, and how are you bridging that gap? And before you answer that question, do you have a Caribbean background? Let me.
Yeah.
Okay, girl.
I'm Haitian. I'm Haitian American.
All right, girl. I'm Jamaican American. Yes to the Caribbean girls. Okay.
Hey. So this is the funny part. I didn't start in dancehall like I didn't start in getting Caribbean talent. The funny part about all of that is I saw there was a niche for it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the niche was this. And one story I'm gonna tell you, you're gonna die. I saw a niche when I want to say I really got connected with Junior Reid.
Mm.
So I went to Barbados. For some trip I got invited to, whatever, and my homegirl was talking to Busy Signal at the time, and
I love Busy Signal, by the way.
he's dope. He's dope.
Yes.
He's dope. And we wound up going to some some event or some festival event. Okay, so we want to go to the event, and Junior Reed wound up being there. Now, mind you, I'm already all my mouth is big, so I'm trying to go. I'm using my New York tactic to get to the VIP back area, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going there. I left my friend, so now I'm out at this little gathering, whatever, before the big concert. You know, Hennessy Artistry in Barbados.
Mm-mm.
So they had like a little event. Hennessy Artistry is like a big concert in Barbados. So they had a pre-event before that, the night before. So here goes me thinking I'm in New York City, and I'm like trying to sneak in the back. So security guard goes, "Who are you? You're not getting in here." I was like, "I'm Marie. I'm gonna get in here." He's like, "You're not getting in here, ma'am. You're not getting in here." I said, "All right, watch me get in here." So I start fussing and da-da-da. And here goes Junior Reed. She's with me. I didn't know him out of nowhere.
Oh my God.
Nowhere. So what I did was, just to embarrass the security guard, I walked in and walked right back out and shake my hand in his face and walked away. I know that I messed up the night, because when I got back to my room, the organizer hit me up and was like, "You messed up the whole night." The security guard was messing with everybody the whole night. Anyway, the next day I go to the concert, and I'm in the back. Now I'm in VIP or whatever, and Junior Reed sees me. He's like, "My girl, come here." So I'm like, "All right, hey, what's up? How you doing?" So we was talking, and then we exchanged numbers. So when we exchanged numbers, I got to New York City. 2 weeks after that, he calls me. He's like, "Yo, man, New York, come check me out at Queens." I'm like, "Oh, okay, well, I don't drive, so I'm not going to Queens or whatever."
Wait, you hate Queens, don't you?
Girl, I'm telling you, I have an issue with Queens, girl.
Oh my God.
I have an issue with Queens. Like, I'm sorry. Even to go to Roy Wilkins Park during the concerts, like, if I don't got to ride in the front, I'm not going. Take my ticket. Like, I'm telling you. So anyway, I was like, I'll check it the next day. So Jay-Z had the 10-year anniversary for what's this little club right there?
The 40/40 Club.
The 40/40 Club.
Yeah.
Mind you, I'm like, yo, that same day, I was like, yo, let me call the publicist. I don't know the publicist, but I'm looking on Google, I'm finding. I'm like, yo, I need my client is here. My client is here from Jamaica, Junior Reed, One Blood, Junior Reed. I need him to walk that carpet for Jay-Z's event. The girl was like, I'm gonna get back to you. Girl, I called 3-4 times. Finally, the lady hit me back up and was like, "Okay, he's confirmed." Girl, I put on the outfit. I don't know what the hell I put on. I called Junior Reed. I said, "Yo, put on your suit. Let's go."
Oh my God.
Yes, we wound up walking the red carpet. We wound up walking, like, we walked upstairs. We had pictures with Meek Mills. I pushed Beyonce out the way so you could take a picture with Jay-Z, Fab, Busta. Listen, girl, the next day, Jamaica Star made the headlines.
Oh my
Jay-Z,
God.
Junior Reed, possible collaboration, girl.
I can't.
That's when I knew I got this in pocket. All right, so there is a future for our artists to cross over 100%.
Yeah, absolutely. Yo, let me tell you something. You have something very unique too that you need to be in that industry, because I went to school for public relations. That was something that I thought that I would be good at. And when I started working in the field, it wasn't for me, because I went to like a boutique and I was doing like that grunt work from like the bottom up and doing all of this like office stuff. Mm-hmm. And I really wanted to be doing more entertainment. But what I discovered about myself is that I'm not as outgoing and forceful as you need to be in that industry, because everything that you have done for every person that has, come under your umbrella, that's what you have to do. And I just can't do that because I'm just too scary and I don't want to get like dissed, and you can't have no ego. You can't be thinking about any of that. You just have to go for it and be like, yo, I'm getting my client in here. And that's what you have. Like, that's an amazing quality. Because not everybody has that.
Not even easy. Yeah, let me tell you, the first time when I worked in sales, what got me to be the person I am today, like, helped me out, I called the head of the sales department for Bloomingdale's to showcase a collection. And she yelled at me. She said, "Why are you calling my personal phone?" Da, 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 da. Yo, this white lady, I almost passed out because I'm thinking I'm bold. Like, oh, shoot, let me call her. I got her cell phone number. I didn't even call the office number. Ask me how I got her cell phone number. I don't know.
Oh, my God.
She was like, "This is so disrespectful." Da, da, da. And I ball and ball and ball and ball. But it's like, you know what? That's what happens. Like, if you're going to step into something, step in it all the way.
Yes, absolutely. I commend you, girl. You are doing it.
Thank you.
So you are in the business of getting people noticed. Would you say getting ahead is who you know or what you know?
It's both. It's both. But who you know might get you a little further.
Mm.
Yeah. I'm not going to hold you. Sometimes people don't know shit, and you see them sitting at a table, it's because they knew somebody.
Right.
It's part of life. Like, I can't even tell you it's not. Because you could go to school and study everything.
Right.
You can sit there and you still not going to get where you need to get because you don't know nobody.
Exactly.
Or you don't know that right body.
That's true.
Yeah. I witnessed it myself several times. Like, I see people around me and I'm like, what the fuck? What? Yeah. It's who you know.
Yeah.
But you better understand, you better know something too. It's not about just being around the people and you don't know nothing.
Right. So like you said, it's both, like
it's both.
Who you know might get you where you need to go, but you better know what you need to know to stay there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you have to and like I said, and on top of that, just because you, obviously who you know is you have the relationship with that person. That's how you even in there. That's why the discussion we had earlier is very important.
Yeah. But it's so crazy how the universe just really opens up for you. Like you're in this country, going to this event, and you just randomly say, I want to go back there. And somebody pulls you in that you don't even know. Like, to me, that is divine intervention.
That was a highlight. That was a highlight in my life that I will never forget, because that was something that allowed me to have power. And sometimes you have to understand, we all like power, right? Mm-hmm. It all depends on what type of power it is. And it allowed me to tell somebody, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do it. And, it was light. It was a light situation. But I only made him feel the way I've made him feel is because he tried to embarrass me.
Yeah.
And you don't do that to people. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Pull me to the side. Because I've been to spots before where security guards pull me to the side. I was like, yo, Ma, we can't do this right now. Our boss is watching us. Stand to the side a little bit. I'm going to get you in after all the commotion.
Right.
Something like that. Not like, oh, no, you're not getting in. No, sir. No, we're not doing that. Not today.
Yeah, they need to know how to manage themselves better. So, first impressions are everything. Have you ever had a client that made a bad first impression? And if you did, what did you do to rectify that situation? And if you haven't, have you ever had a situation where you had to, you feel like you made a bad first impression and you had to somehow fix that?
I think I would go more with me.
Okay.
I'm trying to see I know I did something. I know I did something. Oh, let me see. I might have said something that I should have never said, because I'm very bold sometimes. Sometimes I don't even think about what I say. I just say it. Somebody might have looked at me crazy, and I would have to be like, oh, no, this is not what I meant. I meant to say this. But I'm trying to remember an occasion. But I know I have. We had to get out really, really quick.
All right. So what would you tell people about being an entrepreneur and what you've learned about first impressions just by meeting so many different people and so many celebrities and things like that?
Well, being first impressions, know the room that you're walking into, because that kind of detects everything that is going in your mind and what to say. Sometimes you might rush something, but you have to scope the room first when you walk in, because then you'll know exactly how to act. Because sometimes, we bring our I want to say, outside voice to a situation that doesn't need to be there. And that easily, depending on the room that you're in, can turn somebody off. Your appearance, what you wear, can turn somebody off. So you kind of just have to understand, as an entrepreneur, know what you're doing, like know your skill set, know what the goal is at hand, and stay true to who you are. You have to know the goal at hand when you are stepping into anything. You have to know, what do you want to do further on down the line? How far are you going to take this? And you have to understand, okay, when I am amongst people, I am in a facility, or even my client is in a facility, what to say and what not to say. How loud, how low, if you get what I'm saying.
Yes, absolutely. So, as an entrepreneur in public relations, what do you find yourself spending the most energy on?
Pitching. Yeah, because you got to pitch every day. Like, you got to pitch every day. It's one of those things that it's like, it doesn't stop.
Sounds like a lot of work, girl.
Yeah, especially if you're dealing with like 5 people, you have to pitch 5 different situations, which drives you a little crazy because it's like, oh my God, and keeping the time is very important. And I'm not even really good with that. So keeping the time, like, okay, let me work with this person for like 30 minutes. Then let me switch to this person for 30 minutes. And then we go to this person 30 minutes and take a break and go back to it's a lot, it's a lot.
Yeah, I can imagine. So if someone wanted to get into public relations, what would you tell them to be prepared for? And what would you tell them about the steps to getting into the business of public relations?
I would say, number 1, intern for someone good. Understand the market you're stepping into, because there's different markets to publicity. Understand your skill set and how you're going to dominate anything you touch. Like what is going to make you special in your department. And I want to say, just keep on the open mind to things. Like, keep an open mind, understand it, and just be like, just study your surroundings. That's very important in this industry. Study your surroundings, because you'll learn a lot.
What is the biggest misconception about working with celebrities?
Who did you sleep with?
So people always think that you sleeping with everybody.
Come on, like, that's the biggest. Listen, I had a album release party. My client called me and was like, "Oh yeah," the girl was like, "Oh, why Marie was speaking so highly of you? You sleep with her?"
Oh,
Jesus. I said, "What?" I said, "You know what?" And that's just what it is. It's so sad. Oh. It's sad.
So, what is your rule about that? Have you ever dated anyone like that you've met through work, or are you definitely adamant about not having any relationships like that?
Real talk. My motto for clients, period, stay away from them in that type of way. Mm-hmm. Because what happens is, I have friends that dealt with, their clients before in the past. Mm-hmm. It didn't go well.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So if it's not like, if that person is not like a, there's celebrities that work together and stuff like that, like, but they're celebrities, they work together, or people that came up together and they got that whole little thing going, and their couple is different.
I know.
But yeah, going into that lane, nah.
It can be a slippery slope.
It would be, it's a tedious slope.
Yeah, because even just any regular job, I feel like you should definitely stay clear of dating at work unless you're leaving, Pretty much. Yeah. So what is the one thing that you will not compromise on?
What do you mean by though?
Like, if there's anything that in your business life that you will not, like, we have to do this that way all the time, and that's it for me. Like, I'm not making any compromises on that.
I don't compromise my compromise is different when it comes to work. Like, I don't like taking no for an answer, if you understand. Like,
yep.
If you're going to tell me no to one of my clients, I'm going to figure out a way where you're going to say yes. Right. So one of my goals, and I hope that everything changes, my goal was to get Spice on Jimmy Fallon. Oh. So I email her. I've been emailing her since last year. She's like, oh, not at this moment. Oh, not at this moment. The other day I emailed her, hey girl, I'm just checking on you. How you doing? Hope everything is well with your family. She emailed me back, yeah, I'm fine. Da, da, da. But that's one of my goals because they told me no. Because you're basically saying no politely.
Right.
No, not at the moment. Not at the moment.
Right. But why not?
Yeah, but why not? Why not? She's like the hottest dancehall artist out now. Like, come on, like, stop playing with me. Like, it's easy. It's not like she has songs that y'all don't know. Like, I'm pretty sure a lot of these freaking Caucasians be singing some songs. Okay,
I don't know.
I have one that was in media, and he didn't know it was Spice until he did his research and realized it. Oh. He's like, somebody said me like it. He's mad white.
Oh my God! Like,
and he works for like the biggest media outlets.
Wow.
Okay, so I'm trying to say there is an opportunity there to make something happen.
Wow, I love your tenacity, girl. You are no joke. Listen, the most successful people do the things that you do, and not taking no for an answer is definitely one of them. That is awesome. So, do you feel like you are following your passions in life? And if so, what is fulfilling to your soul about your work?
I feel like I am following it. I have more work to do. I have an end game. Mm-hmm. And I feel like, I've done a lot. I've done a lot in a young age. I did a lot that I really wanted to do. The only thing that's waiting for me is to hit the riches in some type of way. But when you say passion, I wanted to model. I did billboards. Like, I was in newspapers. I wanted to be a stylist. I was styling for high-end companies, Wilhelmina, Ford, Caucasian models, styling them. I wanted to design. I teamed up with a girl, did a collection, walked it down the runway. I wanted to sing, lost weight, got the long hair. My name freaking was Rhapsody with my homegirl. We performed at a school, and I was over it because music was taking too long. Sales I fell into. So now I'm dealing with this public relation firm. My goal is to, by 2021, to have at least a branch in Atlanta and a branch in LA. And by 2022, I'm in politics, dealing in entertainment, but making it more fun. Wow.
So what do you think the formula is that you're able to attract everything that you desire?
Oh, you just gotta want it. See, when you want it, somebody around you can either help you get it or you can get it yourself. Like, but you have to want it. Like, you have to want it. Like, okay, this is what I want. This is what I want. Sometimes you don't know how to get there. Sometimes it falls on your lap. It all depends on how you project it, but it happens. It just have to keep on being on your mind. You can't just think about it one day and you don't think about it the next day. You can't do that. It has to be something that's constantly on your mind. Like, I have things I want to do. I tell people right now, I'm not a celebrity. I'm not as popular as somebody might think I am, because if I am, then you are on my lives. When I tune in my lives, it's like you coming in, you're not leaving. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Or there's certain things. But I do know that I do have some type of voice, because if I'm speaking somewhere, these girls will just pop up there like, oh my God, I just wanted to meet you for so long time. Just this and that. So it's kind of cool, but it's like there is more work to do. So if you want it, you'll get it. Like, during this time that we're down, I'm learning how to also brand myself and get interviews such like this, because, I need people to hear my story and to understand, okay, this is what I do. And I'm a big advocate for women. So, my Wednesdays, I have this Working Women Wednesdays, and it was just, I'm starting it. Okay, let me do that. Let me get Janaski on. Let me get Tyra on. Let me get Mariah Lynn on. Let me start with them. Let me get this person. And I started to see that Carly Reds showed me, because it was Carly Reds, my life with Carly Reds showed me that there are women out there that needs help. They don't know how to start a business. They don't know how simple it is. They don't know that, somebody hit me up and was like, hey, I basically was paying mad money for promotions, Cash App somebody, and I didn't even get my promotions. I said, Miss, you should never do that. Why would you do that? You don't even have a signed agreement. Like, it's certain things that that people hit me up for now, and I'll be after every live, I get a conversation, somebody hit me up, and it's a good thing because I get to motivate others and tell them not to give up, and still, feel great for doing that because I'm not giving up in what I'm doing. I might get depressed one day. I might want to say like I want to fly out of here and go somewhere, but that doesn't mean I'm giving up.
Yeah. So do you feel like through your work, you're branching out and building your brand and helping other women to realize their true potential, and that's maybe what's feeding your soul, like what makes you happy about, expanding your personal brand? Because it sounds like
because before, I know that obviously I want to be branded for, the female that's fusing the mainstream with the core,
Mm-hmm.
and it's been already working because I already, I've done that. I have, it's in proof is in the pudding. It's like, okay, well, why is all these people on these major outlets? I mean, I get calls from people all the time. I mean, I get my clients are word of mouth. I don't look for them. So I already know that I can bridge the gap. Like the other day, I got cranium on L. Like, who's doing that? Nobody. Like, are you bugging? And then now, they want Spice on L too. Like, it's just the only reggae artist that's been on L is Cynthia. So it's like that's bridging the gap. But my Working Women Wednesdays and listening to other women in my DMs or hitting me up. Like I had a cancer patient hit me up. She's a 2-time cancer survivor, and she said she's basically weak and she lost her voice and she don't know what to do and she lost her direction and basically help her. Like, what could I tell her? And I was like, she was like, she don't know what to do with herself. I said, well, I mean, you're living proof of anybody can survive the type of cancers that you have. So you actually a voice to these people and you actually give them hope. So your job is to speak at these schools or speak at these hospitals, start a charitable situation, get on live, give your testimonials. That's your job. It's right there. It's simple.
Damn,
but
girl,
there's nobody to tell her that.
You better pour into people. What? Yo.
Yeah, girl, I do that. I don't play. I don't play.
That's crazy how you just came up with that. That is real, though. That's what she should be doing.
Yeah. She was like, yo, every time she look at my life, she's like, yo, you give me so much life. Yeah. Well, you give me life, too, because you're still alive. So use your power, because that's your power, girl. Like,
yes.
So it's kind of like you have to, like, let people know, this is what they have, because sometimes they might get lost, and not everybody have people around them that support them. That's another thing. Like, the support system is real out here, and a lot of people don't have it. So sometimes you have to reach out to people you don't know, because they might give you more support than the person next to you.
Yeah, I find that, being someone who does a podcast and has other little ventures that I'm working on, I find that most of my support comes from people that I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
It
is.
So.
It's realistic. It's realistic. Trust me. Like, you could throw a whole podcast event after this, and you'll see who'll come and who don't. The people that you know won't even show up. So it's like, it's a crazy situation. It's a crazy feeling. Like, I did my podcast. I did my live last week with Pretty V, and this girl DM'd me. She was like, I'm 27 with 5 kids. Wow. And she said, and I work at, she works like CNN and stuff. And she said, I started my YouTube, but I'm not getting the numbers I want to. So now I feel like quitting. I said, girl, you just started your YouTube. Keep on doing your YouTube every day. If you quit, then you won't even know the potential of your YouTube. She was like, oh my God, you're like my big sister. I never had.
Mm-hmm.
And then I tweeted her YouTube, put it on my page, told her to follow her YouTube. She was like, oh my God. I'm like, it's just as simple as that. It's just supporting each other, because that's what we need.
Yeah, that is definitely so true. My God, you have such a magnetic personality. That's why, people are drawn to you. Just like, I'm enamored by you. Like, you're just, girl, you are the bomb.
Thank you. I really appreciate you. Don't make me smile.
No, you really are. I mean, for real. Like, you just take a negative and turn it into a positive real quick, and you just keep pushing and you encourage people. Like, that's what it's all about. Like, seriously. So I'm very impressed with you, and I think you're amazing. Like, for real.
I really appreciate it. It's not easy all the time being like this. Trust me, because you go through your trials and tribulations too. But guess what? There's somebody that's worse than you.
Yeah, That's true. That's keeping it in perspective, So on my show, I always like to ask my guests to share an oh hell no moment that they've experienced along their journey. And we have these moments like on the regular. So I want you to share a moment that has taught you something that you carry with you daily or changed your perspective on something. A moment that happened where you was like, oh, hell no. Like, what?
Oh, I got one for you right now. That is nothing. Couple of years ago, I got invited to go to Barbados again because Barbados was like my thing back then. And they were doing like some kind of like women gathering, and I got to handpick people that came, but it had to be people that make sense. That'll do write ups, when you come back to New York, whatever. So I did somebody from the Huffington Post. I did Billboard. And another young lady, she convinced me for her to come because she actually was working for the Source at the time. So I got her to come in. So now we get on the trip and everything like that. They flip on me. Like when somebody like the tables turn.
Mm-hmm.
So we get there, whatever. Now it's like, oh, Marie's dressing too skimpy. I thought we was in Barbados. It was a whole thing going on. When I came back to New York City, I didn't even know. The girl went, all the potential clients that I was trying to get, she went and got them as her client.
Mm.
And that gave me a perspective of when you're being too nice and you're not really watching your back, somebody can come and stab you in the back.
Mm.
But what I also learned is people that stab you in the back never makes it, because where is she now? Shit started falling apart for her because she went and did some shady shit.
Yeah.
But that's why. So I'm just saying, like, that's something that before I start giving people opportunities to do things like me, I'm going to check them really, really quick. I'm not going to just give you the benefit of the doubt because I think you're a nice person on the spot. I'm not doing that no more. I did that. And that gave me a perspective of not everybody say who they are.
Yes, that is so true. And that's a great moment and a great example to share with people to be cautious because it happens. Wow. Well, my dear, it was such a pleasure having you on the show. I really enjoyed this interview. And
same here, my love.
I want you to tell everyone where they can keep up with you and how they can check out your show on your live.
Well, it's your girl Marie Driven. You can keep up with me at Marie Driven everywhere. Every Wednesday, it's Working Women Wednesday from 4 to 6 p.m. Tune in. Get your gem.
That's right.
Sweatpants or slacks, desk chair or lawn chair, audio or video. Remarkably Remote from GoToMeeting is the microcast to help you navigate working from home without losing your mind. Give us 3 minutes, and we'll give you simple and effective tips to deal with the new normal. From motivation and boundaries to hosting virtual meetings, we've got you covered. Check out Remarkably Remote on your favorite podcasting platform, or head to gotomeeting.com/tips. Sweatpants or slacks, desk chair or lawn chair, audio or video. Remarkably Remote from GoToMeeting is the microcast to help you navigate working from home without losing your mind. Give us 3 minutes, and we'll give you simple and effective tips to deal with the new normal. From motivation and boundaries to hosting virtual meetings, we've got you covered. Check out Remarkably Remote on your favorite podcasting platform, or head to gotomeeting.com/tips.